Have you ever wondered why you wake up feeling more swollen, more tired, or more drained than when you went to bed? Most people brush it off as aging or stress or just one of those nights. But what if those quiet signs are actually your kidneys sending their first and only warning that something is going terribly wrong? And what if missing that warning is the very thing pushing millions of Americans toward kidney decline without even realizing they're in danger until it's almost too late? Because the truth is frightening, your kidneys can lose up to 70% of their strength before symptoms become obvious. And by the time most people feel something is wrong, the damage is already deep silent and accelerating faster than they ever imagined. But here's the part no doctor ever told you: your body has a hidden repair window that opens while you sleep. And if you activate it the right way, your kidneys can begin clearing toxins, repairing damaged tissue, and restoring filtration power overnight, even if you've struggled for years. Tonight, I'm going to show you exactly how 4 simple vegetables found in every grocery store in America can switch that repair system back on and start reversing the very problems that keep you exhausted, puffy, foggy, and scared of what your next lab results might show. And as we move into this, stay with me, because understanding the real cause behind your nighttime symptoms is the key that unlocks the solution, one that most people never discover until it's too late, yet can change everything when you learn to use it the right way. The first vegetable I want you to understand tonight isn't just healthy, it behaves almost like a nighttime filtration assistant, stepping in when your kidneys are most overwhelmed. Leafy greens like kale, spinach, and arugula seem simple, but inside the body, especially after 10 p.m., they turn into one of the most effective toxin-binding tools nature has ever created. And the fascinating part is that most people walk past them in the grocery store without ever realizing they hold the exact compound their kidneys are starving for. I still remember one of my patients, Linda, a 61-year-old retired teacher, who came to me exhausted, puffy, and frustrated because every morning felt worse than the one before. She told me, "Doctor, I sleep 8 hours, but wake up like I never slept at all." What she didn't know was that her kidneys weren't resting. They were drowning in toxins that her body couldn't clear fast enough. When I reviewed her diet, something stood out: almost zero chlorophyll, no greens, no natural detoxifiers. Her kidneys were fighting alone night after night. That's when I explained to her what I'm about to explain to you now: chlorophyll. The dark green pigment inside leafy vegetables works like a molecular magnet. Once it enters your bloodstream, it attaches to heavy metals, chemical residues, pesticide particles, and environmental toxins that your kidneys struggle to filter. A 2023 study from Baylor Scott and White Health showed that people who consumed chlorophyll-rich meals in the evening had significantly lower oxidative stress markers in their kidney tissue. In simple terms, the greens didn't just support the kidneys, they took over part of the workload. But the story doesn't end with chlorophyll. Leafy greens also deliver vitamins A, C, and K at the exact moment your body enters its repair window. And remember this: between 10 p.m. and 2 a.m., your kidneys switch into their highest detox mode. Vitamin C strengthens the tiny blood vessels feeding your nephrons. Vitamin K prevents calcification that chokes filtration, and vitamin A protects the delicate lining of the kidney's filtering units. It's like giving your kidneys a shield, a tool set, and a safety net all at once, right before their hardest shift of the night begins. Linda started adding just 1 cup of lightly steamed spinach to her dinner. Within 3 weeks, she told me her morning puffiness was almost gone, her energy was stronger, and her lab markers showed real improvement. Not miracles biology, because when you give the kidneys the nutrients they need before their repair cycle starts, they respond faster than most people ever expect. Now, before you think I already eat greens, this doesn't apply to me, let me tell you something important. The benefits only show up when greens are prepared correctly. Overboiling destroys chlorophyll and wipes out magnesium, a mineral your kidneys rely on to regulate fluid balance. Low magnesium is one of the hidden reasons people wake up swollen. 2 cups of cooked spinach can supply nearly 40% of what your kidneys need to keep fluid moving instead of pooling in your ankles or face. And if you're watching this thinking, "But I have early kidney issues, should I avoid greens because of potassium?" Here's the truth: most leafy greens are safe in moderate amounts for early to mid-stage kidney concerns. It's the overconsumption or pairing them with high potassium foods that becomes risky, not the greens themselves. Always talk with your doctor, but don't assume greens are off limits. Often they are exactly what the kidneys need to function with less stress. So now you understand why greens are far more than salad. They are the first domino that triggers your body's nighttime detox chain. But knowing this is only the beginning, because the next vegetable doesn't just support your kidneys, it protects the blood vessels that keep them alive. And without that protection, even the best detox foods can only do so much, which brings us to something far more dangerous and far more important than most people realize. But just knowing this alone isn't enough, because there is another factor that silently damages the kidneys even when people think they're eating healthy. And that's exactly what we need to uncover next. And once you understand how leafy greens take the first shift in protecting your kidneys overnight, the next step is to reinforce the structure that keeps your kidneys alive, the delicate network of microscopic blood vessels delivering every drop of blood they filter. And this is where cabbage, especially red cabbage, steps in as one of the most underestimated kidney-saving foods in America. Most people think of cabbage as nothing more than coleslaw filler, but inside your body it becomes a frontline defender against one of the most silent and destructive forces attacking your kidneys, chronic inflammation. Let me tell you about Robert, a 72-year-old Vietnam veteran who came to my clinic with stage 2 kidney decline and constant pressure in his lower back. He told me, "Doc, I feel fine most days, so I don't understand why my numbers keep getting worse." That's the dangerous thing about inflammation. It doesn't shout, it whispers. And while you feel normal on the outside, inside those tiny blood vessels, thinner than a strand of hair, inflammatory molecules are slowly corroding the lining, making it harder for blood to flow smoothly into the kidneys. Without strong blood flow, filtration drops, waste accumulates, and the decline becomes predictable. Red cabbage contains powerful anthocyanins, the same compounds that give berries their deep purple color, and these anthocyanins act like firefighters inside your bloodstream. A 2024 European renal study found that patients who consumed anthocyanin-rich vegetables twice a week saw significant reductions in inflammatory markers like CRP and IL-6, both of which are directly linked to kidney decline. And because cabbage is naturally low in potassium, it becomes an extremely rare food that both protects the kidneys and remains safe even as kidney function starts to drop. When Robert began adding cooked red cabbage to his evening meals, nothing fancy, just a cup lightly sautéed with garlic, something remarkable happened. Within 6 weeks, his swelling decreased, his morning fog lifted, and his blood pressure stabilized for the first time in years. More importantly, his eGFR stopped sliding downward. That's because cabbage doesn't just reduce inflammation, it breaks down harmful homocysteine, a toxin that acts like acid on blood vessels. High levels of homocysteine are a major predictor of kidney failure, yet most people have no idea they're carrying it. Even more impressive is how cabbage helps regulate calcium deposits inside the kidneys. Vitamin K in cabbage supports the proteins that prevent calcification, the very process that hardens kidney tissue and shrinks filtration capacity. When your blood vessels stay open, flexible, and nourished, your kidneys can do their job with less resistance and less strain, especially in the overnight hours when detox reaches its peak. So if leafy greens handle the toxin removal part of healing, cabbage handles the stability, the blood flow, the inflammation control, the vessel repair. And when these two work together, they create a repair environment your kidneys haven't felt in years. But as important as that is, it still doesn't address the deeper cellular threat happening inside the kidneys themselves. The threat that silently destroys nephron cells even when your diet looks healthy. But just knowing this isn't enough, because there's another hidden factor, far more dangerous, far more common, that attacks the kidneys at their core. And that's exactly what we must uncover next. And once you understand how cabbage protects the blood vessels that keep your kidneys alive, we have to go one level deeper into the cells themselves. Because while inflammation damages the outside, there's another threat working silently on the inside of your kidneys, weakening the very machinery that keeps each nephron functioning. And this is where broccoli steps in, not as a simple vegetable, but as one of the most powerful cellular defenders in nutritional science. I'll never forget Maria, a 58-year-old administrative nurse who came to me terrified after her lab results showed rapid kidney decline over just 6 months. "I don't understand. She told me I eat healthy, I walk every day. So why are my kidneys getting worse?" Her diet wasn't the problem. The real issue was something she had never heard of: oxidative damage. Every day, unstable molecules called free radicals attack the inside of kidney cells, damaging their DNA, their mitochondria, and their filtration structures. Maria wasn't losing kidney function because of what she ate. She was losing it because her cells were unprotected. That's when I introduced her to sulforaphane, the compound inside broccoli, that has been studied for over 2 decades for its remarkable ability to activate the body's internal defense system. Think of sulforaphane like a master switch. Once it enters your cells, it triggers your NRF2 pathway, the pathway responsible for producing enzymes that shield your organs from oxidative stress. A 2023 Mayo Clinic study showed that participants who consumed sulforaphane-rich foods at least 3 times per week experienced significantly slower kidney decline compared to those who didn't. Even more impressive, sulforaphane reduced inflammatory markers inside the kidneys themselves. Maria began adding a cup of lightly steamed broccoli to her dinner just 3 nights a week. Within a month, her fatigue eased. Within 2 months, her labs stabilized. And by the 3rd month, her filtration rate, something that rarely improves, showed a small but meaningful upward shift. It wasn't magic. It was cellular protection finally turning on. But broccoli's benefits go beyond the kidneys. It influences what scientists now call the gut-kidney axis. Broccoli feeds beneficial gut bacteria that produce short-chain fatty acids compounds proven to reduce systemic inflammation and lower uremic toxins before they even reach your kidneys. When your gut is balanced, your kidneys get hit with fewer toxins. When your gut is inflamed, your kidneys pay the price. And here's something most people never hear. Broccoli must be prepared correctly to unlock sulforaphane. Boiling destroys it. Microwaving can weaken it. But steaming for just 3 to 5 minutes preserves nearly all of its protective power. It's a small detail that makes a massive difference. Maria's numbers prove that. So if leafy greens remove toxins and cabbage protects your blood vessels, broccoli protects your cells from the inside out. It builds the shield your kidneys need to fight their internal battles, especially during the overnight repair window when oxidative stress is at its highest. But as powerful as this is, it still doesn't complete the healing cycle, because there's one more hidden step your body must take, one that most people don't even know exists. But just knowing this isn't enough, because the final factor is something almost every kidney patient overlooks. And missing it can undo all the progress you've made so far. And once you understand how broccoli protects your kidney cells at the deepest level, there's one final step your body must complete to actually finish the detox cycle. And this is where most people unknowingly sabotage their own progress. Because even if your kidneys collect the toxins, even if your blood vessels deliver the nutrients, and even if your cells defend themselves, none of that matters if those toxins simply get reabsorbed back into your bloodstream. And that's exactly why cauliflower is the missing piece that ties everything together. Let me share the story of Thomas, a 67-year-old former bus driver who had been doing almost everything right: greens, at dinner red cabbage twice a week, broccoli gently steamed. His numbers improved slightly, but he hit a plateau. "Why am I not getting better?" he asked. When I reviewed his routine, the answer became obvious. His body was releasing toxins, but not eliminating them. Without enough fiber to bind those toxins inside the gut, they were slipping right back into circulation, forcing his kidneys to filter the same waste over and over again. That's where cauliflower works differently from every other vegetable. The fiber inside cauliflower forms a protective barrier inside your digestive tract, trapping toxins after your liver processes them and escorting them out of your body before they can recirculate. A 2024 Canadian nephrology review found that patients who increased their intake of low-potassium cruciferous vegetables, particularly cauliflower, showed significantly lower levels of circulating uremic toxins, compounds known to accelerate kidney decline and trigger morning fatigue, swelling, and brain fog. But what makes cauliflower truly exceptional is its safety profile. While many vegetables must be limited as kidney function, drops cauliflower stays safe even in later stages because of its low potassium load. Patients like Thomas could eat it daily without pushing their potassium levels into the danger zone. That meant he could consume enough fiber, folate, and vitamin C to actually complete the detox cycle his kidneys had been struggling through for years. And once he added a cup of roasted cauliflower to his dinner 3 or 4 times a week, his morning swelling decreased, his mental clarity improved, and for the first time his lab numbers showed meaningful improvement. This isn't random. Cauliflower provides folate that supports your body's detox pathways and vitamin C that neutralizes free radicals before they damage filtration tissue. And because it's so mild in flavor, it absorbs whatever seasoning you add, making it one of the easiest kidney-friendly foods to weave into your routine. Frozen or fresh, roasted or steamed, its benefits remain impressively consistent as long as you avoid overcooking it into mush. So if leafy greens begin the detox, if cabbage protects your blood vessels, and if broccoli shields your cells, cauliflower completes the loop by making sure toxins actually leave your system, freeing your kidneys from the relentless cycle of filtering the same waste repeatedly. And once this final step clicks into place, your overnight repair system becomes dramatically more powerful. But even knowing all four vegetables is still only part of the story, because the real transformation happens when you understand how they work together in perfect timing and how missing even one of them can slow or even stop your healing altogether. But just knowing this isn't enough, because there is another hidden dynamic these foods unlock only when used correctly. And that's exactly what we need to explore next. When you understand how each vegetable supports a different part of your kidney's healing cycle, something even more powerful starts to become clear. These foods weren't meant to work alone. Your body is built on systems, circulation, filtration, detoxification, cellular repair, and each of these systems relies on the others to function well. So when you combine leafy greens, cabbage, broccoli, and cauliflower in the right rhythm, you're not just adding nutrients. You are activating an entire chain reaction inside your body that pushes your kidneys into a healthier state than they've been in for years. I once worked with a woman named Caroline, 65, who carried a binder full of lab results in frustration. I've tried everything she told me, but every time one number improves, another one gets worse. What she didn't realize was that she wasn't supporting her body as a system, she was trying isolated fixes. When she learned how these four vegetables interact, everything changed, because leafy greens begin the process by binding toxins before they can overwhelm the kidneys. Red cabbage follows by stabilizing blood vessels, ensuring that oxygen and nutrients actually reach the kidneys during their overnight repair window. Then broccoli steps in, reinforcing the internal cellular defenses so the kidneys don't break down under oxidative stress. Finally, cauliflower completes the cycle by making sure toxins actually exit the body instead of cycling back through and doubling the workload. And when Caroline combined them, not every night, not obsessively, but in a simple weekly rotation, her morning swelling reduced dramatically, her filtration markers stopped declining, and for the first time in almost 2 years, her energy returned. She didn't change her entire diet. She didn't buy supplements. She just supported her kidney's natural repair cycle in the order the body was designed to use it. Modern research backs this up. A 2024 analysis on plant-based renal protocols found that patients who consumed a synergy rotation of cruciferous and leafy vegetables experienced significantly improved uremic toxin clearance compared to those who ate the same vegetables randomly throughout the week. In other words, consistency and combination matter more than quantity. When your detox system, vascular system, and cellular defense system activate in harmony, the kidneys stop working against your body and begin working with it again. And here's the part most people never notice. When these vegetables are eaten in the evening before the 10 p.m., 2 a.m. repair window, your kidneys have the exact tools they need at the exact moment they need them. That's why people often report clearer urine, reduced puffiness, and fewer nighttime bathroom trips within just 2 to 3 weeks. It's not a miracle, it's physiology finally running the way it was designed to run. So yes, each vegetable is powerful on its own, but when you combine them, you create a healing environment your kidneys simply cannot achieve from medication alone. But even understanding this synergy isn't the final piece, because there's still one more layer, one that determines whether these improvements hold steady or fade away. And that final layer is exactly what will lead us into the conclusion of this entire healing framework. But just knowing this isn't enough, because the next and final insight could make the difference between slow recovery and long-term kidney resilience. And that's what we'll step into next. Now, if you've made it this far, I want you to hear this clearly. Your kidneys are not failing you. They are fighting for you every single day, often without the support they desperately need. And the fact that you're watching this video, learning, taking notes, and choosing to take action, that already puts you miles ahead of where you were yesterday. Healing doesn't begin with perfection. It begins with awareness, small steps, and the belief that your body can still respond, still repair, and still surprise you. Before you go, I want to ask one simple favor that can genuinely change your health journey. Save this video so you can revisit these 4 vegetables anytime, because the more consistently you follow these steps, the more your kidneys will benefit. And make sure you subscribe to this channel because every week I release new medical insights, kidney-safe foods, and science-backed routines designed to help you protect your kidneys, lower creatinine, and stay out of the danger zone. If kidney health matters to you or someone you love, you'll want these updates the moment they come out. And remember this, no matter what your lab results say today, you are not stuck with them. Your kidneys are capable of repair. Your body is capable of change. And you are capable of taking control of your health, one informed choice at a time. You're not alone on this journey. I'm here to guide you. This community is here to support you. And your next chapter can look very different from your last. So take a breath, take hope, and take the first step tonight. I'll see you in the E.